He's a god. On the Farah specifically. And his Widowmaker is pretty fire as well.
Pretty fine.
Thing is, an observation that we've made over the last couple of weeks is the fact that that's a disband. They sometimes leave their supports high and dry. It can be very easy for other teams to kind of exploit that, take out their backline, and then just kind of move their way to the forward and be like, you got no healing, there's all this damage we're doing to you now is permanent, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Obling's weakness, or at least Team Singularity's weakness that's been observed, is the fact that if he gets shut down, then Team Singularity, they do kind of falter. So disband, they know where they need to target. If they can move together in more of a team-orientated fashion, it's going to be easy for them to kind of shut off this heavy DPS presence.
And like we said, sometimes a disband leave their supports high and dry, but it's going to be the new support who's going to be coming in today. Insomniac will have to see if he's going to be staying soggy with the remainder of his team with that speed boost and the healing as well. It's going to be Mouse coming in on the Tracer, and Track's going to be the eye in the sky on that Farah going up against Farl.
Oh, that was the honest reference I've ever heard. I'm not going to lie to you, Legday. Obling's already on the sidelines, though. This is quite a problem because they're already a big D-Mech is going to come through. Farl's going to actually leave himself with quite a bit of room to maneuver now. Disband are going to have to back off rather sharply. Lind already claiming the first, obviously, point on the board. Insomniac is going to go down as well. Insomniac's obviously playing from NA. Maybe that ping will come into play. But Lucio, don't really need much aim. Beautiful eat already. Mao's getting completely punished by Molfig. That'll be Singularity securing the point to start off with.
The Singularity decided they were going to start trying to play off towards a point, really try and prioritize that objective play, and it's come to fruition for them. They now have already accrued 10%. Farl almost with that barrage as well. Cave just behind him, almost with the Valkyrie. That's a disband. Their ult economy is not looking quite as good. Track's only halfway to his barrage. Question is, what are they going to be able to do here? Maybe they'll be able to make a dive into a backline. Lind's still going to be pretty vulnerable on his own. Cave's going to have to make a bit of commute to heal him up.
Yeah, he did just get damage there. I think he actually took a little bit of splash damage from the rocket. Cave already has that ultimate available. Nerf takes out Insomniac yet again to start off the fight. That's bad news there. Tri-Spears had to actually force the res. Foul taken fairly low as well, although Rocket Barrage is available to him. D-Mech and a tank kill already. Barbecue doesn't really stand a chance. Insomniac, he got res from the grave, but he's going straight back to it as well. Mouse, don't want to use that pulse bomb again. It's just going to go down.
Tri-Spear had the right idea. I'm surprised the team that's a disband really took that long to try and reset. They lost both Limit and Barbecue's mech pretty early, and you're not going to win out the fight on the point when you don't have that kind of beef behind you. So I'm surprised that they went onto a point rather than resetting, wasting a little bit of time, allowing Team Singularity to build up even more percentage before that third attack comes in here. Lind is going to be there with the Transcendence, and oh, okay, Insomniac's already down.
Insomniac going down once again. That's the third time in a row he's gone down first up. Barbecue's going fairly low as well in his mech, gets desuited. He's going to send out the self-destruct, but that Primary Rage rinse him, which will give him a backhand. Transcendence to keep everybody else alive. There's a Valkyrie straight onto the point. They aren't going to be able to get the res on Barbecue. They're going to have to take out his mini fort though, and he does go down in the end. Far with a two-man Rocket Barrage takes out Limit and Track. And Molfig was able to secure the kill on Barbecue as well. 90% ticking up. They're going to need to back off really quickly. Although with Tri-Spear going down, this could be all said and done.
Track's desperately going to have to try and come in here with a barrage, but he's going to be on his own. There's going to be no one to defend him as he goes in for the ultimate.
Over time, there it is. A nice concussive blast. Doesn't quite find the Winston, but it doesn't really matter. Another D-suit. Lind picking up a couple. And Track, he did his best. But Molfig comes up with a self-destruct kill. They will end up securing Lighthouse. Team Singularity with already 1 point on the board.
An attempt was made, Jaws, an attempt was made. Lind was made to pay through a swift delivery of justice from Track. However, he was just delivering it straight into the face of a rather searing mech explosion.
It's kind of awkward, right? When you're like, oh,
I guess I'm here now.
I've got a defense matrix to help me. You can't defense matrix a bomb, especially when your D.Va's dead already. I must say as well, a lot of people using the sorry sprays, I'm pretty sure that's actually been taken out of Hearthstone because of the VM that's used.
I didn't know it had sprays.
Yeah. Oh, no, not in Hearthstone. You have on the portrait, if you click on it, you can give a little hello or welcome or thank you or whatever.
Blizzard Trivia coming at you live from Overwatch Contenders EU, but so is well. Team Singularity are going to be 1-0 up. That's a disband. They're on the back foot. They've got to claim 2 stages in a row if they want to take away Ilios now. Track is coming back into this. On the Farah, it's going to be Obling, who has his eyes to the sky.
Where's your favourite composition? They're running the ball and chain. Nerf is on that Arissa, and Molfig, he's going to be on that Roadhog yet again, although cheeky, Insomniac trying to find a small little boop Obling actually picking up the McCree. This is something I talked about a little bit too early, and I was like, Legday, please, someone pick up the McCree on well. It's just so good against these teams that prioritize this far.
Oh, that's a nice headshot. And Jaws, he loves his cowboy cosplays, and you can see just why. The Peacekeeper is really keeping the peace here, almost being caught out by the ball and chain.
Insomniac trying to do a little something, but the tanks are just going to dive regardless. Nerved is just hiding around this shield, but the rest of his team is just going to fall around him. Insomniac just doing a fantastic job of aiding his team, speeding them up to actually take down this very immobile tank line from Team Singularity.
Team Singularity got the first point cap here, but that's a disband. They're all over it. They lay down the pulse bomb. Limit there. He's gone the full courtesy of a pulse bomb from far. However, that's a disband. Are going to be the ones who flip the point. Obling can come back in from the back. He's got the Deadeye should it be needed.
And he does, although will he use it for the cheeky reload? That's the question. We've seen all too many of those clips where he used it for the reload instead, getting a full 3 clips. Nice hook from Mulfig, finds Insomniac to start off the fight. They are still contesting, 12% to 17 for the time being. Limit goes straight onto the back line, straight up against well, a Discord Orb and a very, very scrappy shotgun, and he ends up just getting booted off the map. Track's going to find the Rocket Barrage kill onto Nerf, but Team Singularity, they're going to regain control of the point again.
Indeed, Morphic's going to be there with a huge amount of HP now in order to make sure that it's going to stay in their control, but Track is in the A. He's got Tri-Spirit, his back, and there's for Deadeye.
Deadeye is going to come through, but Obling not quite finding anybody just yet. It's just going to clear everybody else off the point. Mouse, he's got that pulse bomb, even Tri-Spear with that Arc Valkyrie at the moment, but Insomniac no really where near, not at the time being, because he's just constantly in the back line, just trying to get that ultimate available.
Down comes the self-destruct. No one's going to get caught out, and I want to see Cave here. Oh, they've layered up their support ultimates. That's going to be a lot of healing and damage coming out. Cave can swap over to the damage boost because there's so much healing.
Team Singularity are just a death ball, though, at the moment, Legday. They're not going to move. Why would you? A Transcendence is going off. They're sitting behind the shield as well. So much damage resistance. Track and Barbecue are just going to go for the full reset. They don't want to mess around any longer. They know Team Singularity now don't have that Transcendence to work with.
Absolutely. That's a disband. They're pretty happy with this, Jaws. Team Singularity had to use both of their support ultimates during that fight. Now they're only going to be dealing with this supercharger. The question is, will they be able to get in onto this and try and take it out before too much damage is done? That's going to be down to Track and Mouse mostly to get into those back lines and take down the supercharger itself, but Track's already down.
Well, they did switch up on the Pharah and the Mercy. They switched to the Moira and the Genji, but the Genji is already dead, so Tri-Spear is kind of left high and dry in that front. Although the Coalescence is going to charge fairly quickly, but we are on 85%, almost 90 now, so Disband, they have to pull the trigger soon.
Precious time ticking away, and Farless ticking up towards that pulse bomb as well. And before the end of this, Obling will have a Deadeye.
Whoa, that hook almost just sent him down to the pit. Already Nerf Supercharger is going to go down. Obling's trying to move forward, but very, very little mobility on this McCree when he doesn't have that roll available. Although he does use it to reload. All round the corner, Track gets punched in the face. Lynn's going to find him as well. There's the Deadeye. Only finds a little bit of damage onto Insomniac, and Barbecue goes for the dive. Nice use of the pulse bomb to try and pick off Obling, but he's just going to ignore it completely and take a whack at Insomniac. He is unstoppable right now. No one's dealing with him. He's just outputting so much DPS. They're contesting the point. We're still in overtime. Finally, Tri-Spear picks up the Coalescence, but I don't think it's enough, Legday.
It's not enough feeling for himself, and now it's only the Tracer on the point, but he's going up against a Peacekeeper, and not much else is going to be at his back because Track has fallen as well. Down goes Overtime.
Overtime ticked down, and already they had the Transcendence to fall back on if they needed. Elios is going to go straight over to Team Singularity. That death ball composition, that ball and chain was unable to get moved.
It was infallible.
Yeah.
No one could really break through. They
fine.
fortified it just like Orisa, going gold, as Jaws like to call it. It's a very nice way to put it, going gold.
Going golden, yeah. She just turned gold, so it does kind of make sense, right? We'll hope so. But yeah, that was kind of a hard thing to even pull off there, because we normally see a lot of teams just go for this deep dive strategy. I mean, realistically, it's what these teams have been practicing for a long, long time now. But Team Singularity pulling something different out of the bag, and they ran it actually in week 1 to not too much success. And like we've said, they've only won 1 map so far.
2.
Now that's 2. This is 50% extra already.
100%
extra already. See, it failed math at school.
Jaws mathematics is pretty weak.
We are going to jump to a quick break though, guys. We'll be back with the second map very soon. Hey guys, welcome back. I had to calm down a little bit there. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a little bit spinning, right? That map was incredibly quick. Like you said, maps was not too on point there at the, well, for me at least, at the last moment. But realistically, they have doubled their map victories right now. Team Singularity are coming back and showing that actually they're not a team to be messed with, and working these compositions that we've not really seen work as of yet.
And it wasn't just a run-of-the-mill win either. 2-0 on Ilios, pretty dominant win if I do say so myself. I'd love to have heard the comms from Team Singularity. I bet they're very happy right now.
Yeah, and their ability to play around the DPS was so big. They recognize Obling's this guy that they need to just sit in place. Obling, pop off, and that's exactly what they did.
He needs some support, some cheerleaders.
Exactly, he does, and his cheerleaders
all singing, all dancing band behind him.
Hey, I want to see Roadhog dance. I want to see Arista dance. Those anniversary dance things that we got given, or at least in the chests, they were pretty special. I'm not going to lie.
Speaking of other places you can find your entertainment, we're going to be heading to Hollywood. That's the map pick of That's a Disband, and you know what we're going to expect here, Jaws?
Widow.
Exactly, coming out of Track on second point, but you got to get to second point first. So I wonder if Track's going to come in with the offensive Farah here. We'll have to see, but it will be Team Singularity opening up on the attack first.
All right, okay. So it is going to be the Widow show. In all honesty, we know Track's a very, very proficient Widow.
Widow
like
Wars
you said,
episode 3.
Is it actually going to come out on the first point? I highly doubt it.
I don't think so.
Going to be a soldier more often than not. Not great sightlines, but the Fire isn't in his wheelhouse too. This is the kind of the big question mark, because we do see a lot of teams in even Korean contenders as well. We're seeing a lot of teams even hold the Sombra on this map on the defense and on the offense. Someone's just used so heavily actually in Korean contenders in overall, and hasn't seemed to have trickled over to EU contenders just yet. A lot of teams are opting for this Farah. Or obviously the soldier on the defense as well. Just don't opt for the hacks more often than not. Team Singularity though, they can run it if they choose, but again, I think their tank line was just so coordinated last time. It would make sense to run a bit more of a slower roll in and just have Obling again protected as best they can.
Yeah, try and force that to Disband to have to make the move onto the point. However, it does look like That's a Disband on the defense are going to be calling what I've christened in recent weeks to be the trifecta. The Mercy, the Zen, and the Soldier all playing buddy system within that wonderful biotic field that Soldier can put down. Makes the supports a little bit more hardy towards dives, which can come through courtesy of Team Singularity. It doesn't like Team Singularity now. We'll be playing with the Moira, so what I want to see here is whether That's a Disband can remove the Moira from the fight early. They're not going to be having that much healing in comparison to the huge AoE healing a Moira can put out. You need to make sure you can get rid of that support early.
I really like the Moira here, specifically because if you force the people actually into the cafe, you send a healing orb in for your team when they push in, or you send a damaging orb. That's a lot of damage / healing for your team, and it can be just so frustrating to deal with, and you have to evacuate rather quickly.
Indeed, no Obling. He's looking for a little bit of poke to start off, sending a couple of warning shots towards Mouse, just holding the high ground, and that's going to be a full dive in towards a cafe now.
Dive. Obling looking for the flank with Farla as well. Nerf is going to find Insomniac to start off with, so Singularity already in a really good boat, but it's traded up instantly as Cave and Lin fall to the tank duo of That's a Disband. They're going to find high ground as well. Foul just on the point, trying to do the best he can to stall out time. But with that recall, he should just end up going down. Pretty easy defense. And Mouse gives him a friendly bop on the nose.
Yeah, pistol whip to the back of the head. Going to send him right back in time to the respawn. And Lind, he wasn't that useful there. Look, only 36% on his ultimate. That's not really indicative of great value from the Moira, but it does look like he's going to be sticking with that. So I'll have to see if they can play a little bit more cohesively and together this time. It was a good dive, I think, but they just didn't go somewhere where Lind could support them.
Well, dive round 2. Barnifu goes straight down, and Trax already takes out Nerf. Nerf was actually dead in the air, I think, and Obling gets stuck as well. Mao's so quick to charge out that pulse bomb, but then so is Foul. They end up securing 2 kills for themselves, but Disband, they've still got the high ground, and look at how far they're playing back. They're not afraid to let a couple of seconds go down on this point because they know they can re-enter with full health bars, and even Track working towards that tactical visor as well. 99% instantly hits that Q key, but that bubble is going to stop a little bit of damage to start off with, and in fact the defense mage is doing a good job of it as well. Lind gets isolated completely, tactical visor and a giant Winston on your face won't end up surviving for long. Even Track find the missile kill on Nerfs also. Disband, they're going to hold for the time being.
Patience here was the best friend of Disband. They decided they were going to have a little bit of disengage. They were going to make sure they had that cafe under control. They let Track build up towards that visor, and then Limit, he was the sacrificial lamb. He went onto the point, sacrificed a bit of HP, got his shield back up, and made sure they couldn't claim that first tick. Now Team Singularity, they've lost half of their time bank, Jaws. Only got 1 minute and 56 seconds remaining, but we got a whole lot of ultimates.
The beat's going to drop. Will it get sicker? Obling's trying to make a sick play, but already gets stuck, and he had his Dragon Blade to him as well. That's a Primal Rage and a Sound Barrier committed without a Dragon Blade follow-up. This is going really horrendously for Singularity. He's trying to kill Track, but Track's just too quick. Took track classes in school, clearly. Maz is going to be able to take out Molfig in the end. And once again, they end up holding without a tick on the board for Singularity.
Suppose he couldn't keep track of him.
You made the easy one, I'll let you off for the time being.
But Obling, he's got the blade in hand, Jaws, and that is for win condition. When the dive was made by Team Singularity, they forced out that Transcendence from Tri-Spear. They've still got to worry, however, about this Valkyrie, and maybe a damage-boosted Tactical Visor as well. Third
time's a charm. The blade's going to get opened up straight away first off. However, Foul takes out Tri-Spear. Track's already going to go down. Obling finally finds the kill, but hey, it's going to get rezzed. Insomniac's actually got so much cover around the back of those doors. Maybe it's going to be able to take out Obling regardless. That Primal Ray's doing a lot of work. Track finds another Tactical Visor, but Molfig shows him where he belongs, and that's back in his own base. Although, they are still holding on to this point for the time being. 46 seconds remaining. Look at the positioning here from Disband. They are not on the point whatsoever. Self-destruct from Molfig to keep them out of the cafe. 2 ticks on the board as well. They should just be able to secure it and lock it down.
Indeed, it looks like no re-entry is going to be coming through here from That's a Disband. And of course, like we said, Jaws, Track swapping right over to that Widow. He wants control of the high ground. He wants to make sure that he has the roofs. And it is going to be Obling from the side of Team Singularity who decides to pick up the gauntlet. The challenge is going to be Molfig here is going to support him with this defense matrix, try and block a couple of shots, try and give him the advantage in that Widow duel.
Support my boy Obling. That's exactly what Team Singularity should be chanting right now. Or fans should be chanting right now, I should say.
Army.
Exactly that. Although Obling can't really find an angle at the moment. He's very actually scared to meet Track at the moment. He's getting damage boosted. And to be fair, the Zen is sitting on top of him as well. Very, very risky repel shot, although his tanks are going to find her instead and actually force her off the high ground. Foul finds Track in the end. Pulse Bomb used. Mouse is hunting on the skies, but can't quite find anything. But Track gets instantly rezzed by Insomniac.
Indeed, a little bit of a surprise there. Obling came to challenge him out, and he decided he didn't want to take that fight. Now Track is coming in. He's going to lay down the shots on the tanks.
That he is, and Obling's already down as well, so he can pretty much free to fire down as much as he can, apart from when the tank jumps on you, of course. But hey, you got Insomniac on your back, so why not challenge the Diva in a 1v1? Powerf ends up finding Tri-Spear off the back of the fight, and he is still alive. Self-destruct to instantly get the remake. That's going to be pretty important to Molfig, as he wasn't actually picked up there, and they're still pushing down these streets ever so slowly.
There was room for a re-engagement there, potentially with a Valkyrie, but Insomniac has fallen. So now that's a Disband. They probably need to feed themselves onto the cart here, buy as much distance as possible, as much time feeding from that time bank as you can get, and then make a wholehearted... Oh, see a Diva just floating off the cart there. A little bit macabre, but now Obling, he has the infrasights. He knows exactly where everyone's going to be coming from the side of That's a Disband. Here comes the engagement.
Yep, there we go. The tanks jump on top of Obling first to make sure he hasn't got that high ground. Insomniac's going to get taken down instantly, but the beat has been dropped as well, so they got so many health bars to actually chunk through. Molfig Pines, Tri-Spear, they're just sitting on the cart right now. Even a D-Mech from Cave who's just unrelenting in his pursuit to find these tanks and take them out. No matter if you're a Bloodthirsty support or a tank, he's ready for you. Mouse does find the Pulse Bomb kill onto Nerf, but regardless of that, the point is still going to get taken. It's probably worth saving the Pulse Bomb at that point. They're going to have to pull something out of their pockets now.
Indeed, Singularity, they stormed through second point, Jaws, making up for lost time, and Track's going to be trying to stop them in their tracks here with the Genji. I didn't mean to do that one, but it was terrible, I apologize. But this does mean they have somewhat reset some of their ult economy. Insomniac, he's moved over from a Mercy, no more Valkyrie in play. Mouse, he used the Pulse Bomb at the end of the last fight, and Track is going to have to build up to that Dragon Blade over quite a bit of time.
Yeah, Track, we're recognizing now he probably can't play the Widow, although you can on the offense here, but Obling deciding, yep, I'm going to go on the Genji too. Well, I might as well match you like for like. Track ends up going down regardless. In fact, trying to deflect forward, there's 3 people behind you killing you as well. K finds the boot kill on Mouse. Molfig still fighting on the point now to make sure that cart gets every inch possible. Obling gets the nice slice. Barbecue's going to go down, and they're still marching forward. 1 minute 30 seconds left. They've got self-destruct, but no real other ultimates apart from that Transcendence.
Indeed, they've got time on their side if you're Team Singularity, but no ultimates with which to fight. That's a Disband. But Transcendence is going to be their saving grace here. They all need to crowd around Tri-Spear and get as much healing as possible.
Cave has already actually killed Insomniac somehow. Tri-Spear comes on the point with the Transcendence, although in the bubble, didn't really heal too many people when he's inside it, but did end up going down. There's the self-destruct. Will it find anybody?
Oh,
Mouse actually does. Foul and Nerf ending up going down to a Pulse Bomb. There should be a clean hold here for Disband, Barbecue, and Fowler just going to make sure that D.Va gets staggered as much as possible.
Absolutely,
Unlucky.
every second counts here, and every single second is pain itself for the D.Va. Molfig tried his best to remake there, but just got cut down in his prime. Unfortunate for the D.Va. Track has almost built himself up to a Blade, but Obling's ready to clash. A little bit of a lightsaber battle between these Genjis. The Blade's already ready, and he is going to have a sound barrier to support him as he goes for such. Insomniac already down, or rather already up there with a sound barrier of his own.
Yeah, Insomniac needs to be very careful with this one. Obling comes in with a sound barrier of his own. Tri-Spear's going to get jumped instantly on, but Obling just gets melted by Limit and the Discord Orb. Self-destruct kills Tri-Spear, and there's the Blade from Track. Already 32 HP. Can he deal with the Lucio? Yes, he can, but Foul is there to clean up the scraps. A nice stick from Mouse, but the Primal Rage will get instantly used. Nerfed, trying to buy as much time as he possibly can. Molfig's going to find the kill on Limit as well. Mouse, 49 HP, has to find his way back on the car. Obling comes back as the Soldier, picks off Barbecue from the back lines. A nice kill onto the Moira, but Track still making sure they have extra time on this car. Overtime's there, though. Will end up getting capped. Round one over. Singularity do push it to overtime, but this is a vast improvement to what we've seen thus far.
Indeed, not the fastest push, Jules, but it'll do. You're going to be happy with 3 points. And now they're going to be sitting on the defense. We've got to they've primed their strategies. They've warmed themselves up. Going to have to see if they can stop disbanding their tracks here.
Now, Disband, they're on the time to attack. Now, it makes sense for them to go dive, 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 because Team Singularity, and I think most other teams right now, are more comfortable running that Soldier on the defense. Like you said, that trifecta, that Zenyatta, the Mercy, and the Soldier, all keeping each other alive. We saw how hard it was for Singularity to dive that. It's now Disband's turn to try it on them.
And I'd like to see this swap appear with Foul coming in on the Junkrat. He's been pretty effective on it thus far, I think. And that's going to mean a lot of trouble here for that to Disband's tank line. And also, we talked about it before, when you're running the trifecta on top of that cafe, you can either have this Junkrat play with you, or you can play on the opposite high ground, so he's got that escape route should it be required, and it also gives Mercy an escape route across to that other high ground when they get dived, if it's needed. Plus, Foul can lay down a trap at the feet of the trifecta, so when they get dived, if Winston's trying to hit that leap for the 50 damage that he really wants for that burst, he may just land straight in the trap, and he's not going to be a happy chimp.
That was the most disorientating thing I've ever seen. Molfig having a little bit of fun.
Thanks for motion sickness.
Yeah. He's just having a little bit of fun. He knows what's at stake.
Misbehaving.
Oh, I don't know if you've ever seen the Mercies when they go for the res. Some of them
they like their spin.
3,000 DPI spins.
Who said Beyblade was dead?
Oh, not when Mercies are playing and they can resurrect people. It's impossible to hit their heads, to be fair. If you're looking up and down, you can't click on the head when she's there.
All over the place.
Exactly that. Now, you weren't wrong. Junkrat is going to be started up here. They're going to get a couple little post damage on Track, although he should get healed up rather quickly. Did look for that big right click on the end with the damage boost. I love doing that in when I'm playing a little bit Zenyatta.
The comp dream.
Oh, yes.
Already a dive coming in, though.
Dive? What dive? It's only the monkey. Hang on a second. Track's already dead. Singularity, they find two already. Limit jumped in first, then Track was very, very slow to follow. Limit fell instantly, and so does the Genji. 200 HP was absolutely nothing to the front line of Team Singularity. Obling already on 45% and Foul. He's on 70% to a Riptire.
Indeed, perhaps a little bit of discord in the communications there, Jaws. Limit screaming, okay, I'm diving now, and Track's like, you what? Maybe later. I swear, I was there. You just weren't. You didn't see me. It's a graphics bug. However, now they've got to try it again, and Fowler's already almost up towards that Riptire already, and that's going to really stymie their push if he can get it out.
Yeah, Mouse is actually trying to build up this pulse bomb here, see if he can get something sneaky off. 92%. This is going to be their opening. If they can get this one, if they can actually pin a good target, it's going to be all chumps for them. However, Limit is going to go down. Track is soon to follow. Mouse has got that pulse bomb. Again, we've seen him time and time just blow the pulse bombs fairly early after the push has already failed. However, this time around, he is saving it, just making sure he can hold on to it for the next fight. Obling's got Tactical Visor. Cave, he's got Guardian Angel, like Valkyrie, sorry. Now, 3 ultimates versus only a pulse bomb and a coalescence. I mean, Disband right now, they're kind of routed.
Yeah, I'm going to give you another chance to look at your percentages, Jaws, because Team Singularities are looking rather impressive. Almost 6 ultimates on that side. Foul once again ready with the Riptire. He sees that there's a flank around the side. He knows that Mouse is hunting around. He doesn't want to give him an entry here. He lays down the trap, but here comes the dive once again from Limit. Is he going to get destroyed?
All right, third time's a charm. Coalescence this time is going to heal them up. Primal Rage comes out, and Mouse has already killed in. That is a very, very good start for Disband. However, a res does come out instantly. There's the Transcendence. They knew they needed it, and Track's running away from the Riptire. Does end up getting in the kill, but Obling's still got that tactical visor, and there's no D.Va mech, or at least not until that very moment she did remech. Barbecue's going to go in there, absorb most of that damage. Limit's going to find Lind. That's a horrible space to be in for an unmobile support inside that tight corridor with Limit not where you want to be. Cave is going to fall as well. They find a tick on the point. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. Disband, they should have this as soon as they kill this D.Va off.
Seems like Coalescence was all that they needed to make that one work. Track came in the back with the Blade. I don't think that was a great investment myself, Jaws. I think they probably could have won that just off a brawl that was happening in the cafe. I'm surprised that they won that brawl going up against the huge DPS of a Junkrat, but they mitigated it pretty well. And I think that's down to Mouse in the back being the distraction, making sure that Foul could never turn around and chunk down the tanks. He was too worried about that Tracer in the back.
Yeah, it was pretty big that Cave had to commit himself to Lind as well. He had to get that resurrection off because they had the Transcendence, meaning he wasn't healing anybody at that time. And Lind was dead, getting revived. That means they could easily just brush off the Junkrat damage, get healed by their own supports,
start getting a deficit. And then you win the tank battle, but now Obling's looking to win out the Widow battle. Once again, Track has swapped over. Widow Wars Episode 4 is in session. The tanks are starting to move forward. They want to start pushing the cart. They need to make sure that they can force Team Singularity off the roofs to try and come and make the contestation happen.
Well, we've always said Track's Widow is something to behold, although they're going to go for a deep dive to start off with. Nerv's going to go down to a pulse one. Mouse does get the recall off to get back to his team for safety. A nice recall from Foul as well. They're falling back for the time being. That's a very risky res. In fact, Cave had no support at all.
Landing.
And that is the front line completely gone. Disband just dismantled Team Singularity. Team Singular, they should be called. They were so split up even, that there was no really one to help them as soon as they got dove individually.
Indeed. Limit there with a star points as well, not even looking at Foul as they squashed him underfoot. But now we're going to have double infra sights up. Track's almost got his. Oblings are already active, so we're going to know where everyone's coming from. Everyone sees everyone. Everyone has the information, and Track's going to be the first one to act on it.
Yeah, Molfig and Nerf are going to jump on him, but Obling is going to get res. Nice little form of aggression there from Singularity to guarantee that one, but Limit, a little bit too aggressive. There's the self-destructs, 1 and 2. Doesn't find anybody, but Cave is going to go down to Tri-Spears somehow. Big Transcendence on that cart. It's in that bubble, but the bubble gets instantly destroyed. Everybody's nice and healthy. They can get away from that Primal Raging Winston, although he does ban straight back to the streets. They are pushing forward. 2 meters remaining. Molfig, he really wants to be able to defend this. He was the only one on it from his team. You can't overextend that far. Foul finds the D-Mech. Mal finds the D-Mech as well onto Molfig. This could be a fairly easy fight for Disband. They still have that healing from Insomniac.
How has Molfig survived this? It's absolutely implausible, but now he's being descended upon by 4 members of that to Disband. But he's got the Transcendence at his back.
Lind comes in, really big Transcendence. The spawn is pretty close still. You've got to keep that in mind. Insomniac has to exit the fight because he is so low, get a little bit of HP back. Limit finds 2. He finds Obling and Lind, who only just came back from the fight.
Valkyrie too.
Big self-destruct, and the Valkyrie committed from Team Singularity, staggering the support ults to keep them all alive. Self-destruct isn't going to find anybody. A big remake from Barbecue. What is going on? Finally, Disband. They end up picking up the supports. Cave ends up going down, and now it's only Obling. He's trying to back off. Lind has nowhere to run. Disband, they finally take the cart in the end, but that was a fantastic stall from Singularity.
Perhaps a fantastic stall, but not great for their ultimate economy. They bet it all on red, and it came up black on the roulette jaws. They've lost both of those, and now that's a Disband. They're going to be sitting on a nice little ultimate economy advantage in terms of support ultimates. Insomniac, he has the sound barrier, should be required. Most likely they're going to use that to make sure that Limit can make a nice safe dive in, build up that Primal Rage as they get in onto some squishy targets from the back, such as Lind. However, Foul, he can stop this if he wants to. If he lands the Pulse One in the right place, there's no mercy in play anymore. Nothing to bring people back if they're taken out.
Well, Track flips the goggles down, and now he's got Info. Are holding high ground, of course. A Venomine shot in there to get a little bit of extra percent. Oh yes, it does all the damage, as I'm sure you're aware. Cave gets jumped on instantly. In fact, that Primal Rage was all too much for Team Singularity. They're going to lose Nerf in the time being, though. Opening finds himself to safety. That self-destruct's actually going to kill Foul. I believe actually just tried to recall. Big self-destruct. Doesn't end up securing anybody just yet. Insomniac got everybody out alive, and in an instant D-Mech yet again. Barbecue, they are just chunking it down, these frontline tanks. Obling's getting a lot of healing now from Cave, who has popped that Valkyrie. Here comes the Blade if they want to use it, although an early sound barrier is going to be committed.
If he brings out the Blade now, yes, both of the support ultimates from Dance to Disband have been committed. So now Obling has his opening.
Obling, he was so patient on the Blade. The rest of his team are going to clean anybody up before he gets the chance to kill anybody. He finally finds his piece. Limit and Insomniac are going to go down. And that'll be the Tracer going down as well. If she's not careful, there you know you're there, buddy.
Oh, there he goes.
Nice little stagger onto Mouse.
Caught in a mouse trap. Oh, no apologies. But that's a Disband have once again squandered their ultimate economy in terms of the support. Both Insomniac and Trispear committing those there for no real avail. And now Team Singularity, they have a primal raid should it be required. They do have a pulse bomb as well. Mouse is quickly building up to his, but right now he wants far more.
Mouse sends out the pulse bomb, only finds the Diva mech. Barbecue's actually getting healed as well. That's actually really big, and he actually wins the duel. Mouse doing a fantastic job, and Limit actually killing off Obling. No DPS left for Team Singularity. They're going to have to rely on their tank's damage. Track forcibly trying to build up this blade. He has to get it in the next couple of seconds. They got 22 of them left. They have to make something work now. They haven't really got much to work with apart from that pulse bomb.
Indeed, Mouse is going to have to stick this somewhere incredibly special if he wants to sort of like kickstart that's a Disband's offense here. They're playing a very hard area to attack around this corner. There's so much cover here, but Limit can make a deep dive. He's got a primal raid should it be required. He can play a bit more dangerously.
The underdogs are coming up big, and this time around, big stick through the bubble as well. Mouse finds Nerve, Obling finds Mouse. Tracer's going to go down, but Track still trying to build up to that Dragon Bait. 10% left. Foul trying to get a little bit of time on that cart as well to make sure none of it moves forward. Volvic sends out the self-destruct, and already Track's going to go down. He was so close to his blade and actually gets it when he goes down. Barbecue, big bomb from Foul. Self-destruct wasn't even needed as he got demeched instantly. Overtime ticking through. Team Singularity, they're going to find themselves a win on Hollywood. What is these underdog teams coming through today? Singularity have not only found their second win, they found their third map win in 3 weeks. And it's today against Disband.
I think they found their wind, and they're riding it very nicely. I just really want to hear their comments at the moment. I bet they're elated. They must be so happy. Just imagine the grin on Obling's face. I'm no longer being shut down continuously.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the big thing we talked about. How Obling, if he gets shut down, Team Singularity looked very lackluster. But Disband's weakness was, well, it was letting attackers and divers get into their back line, and that's kind of what happened. They're prying apart that weakness, and it's just nothing that Disband can seemingly do about it.
Yeah, so we've got a quick break. The teams have a quick break. I wonder if they're going to talk to their coach, Trickwide. Maybe he's going to say, shut down Obling, like everybody else has. Maybe they'll be able to act on that. Maybe our analysts will be able to shed some light as well.
Yes, we'll take a short break, guys. We'll get a drink. You guys should get a drink too. The players, they're going to have a little chill 5 minutes, and we'll be back momentarily.